Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. Hey yo party people, welcome back to FullStack. My name is ZloYxp and as always I did a ton of stuff offline, off camera, and now I'm gonna brag about it. Yeah, so I finished up the stations that I was talking about in the previous episode, and check this out. We already saw the docking procedure. You already saw this thing dock into the other thing. Now let's see how it will launch off of it. Okay, we put ourselves or the storage minecart into the bot. Then we press this button, and stuff happens. Stuff happens, guys. We are flying. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna time this thing. I'm gonna time how long it will take for me to get back to the other side. So, see you there. See you on my base. Approximately around 5 minutes then. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I thought this thing was even slower, to be honest. But however, those stations that we have here, by the way, you can check them out in original doc M77 tutorial. I'm gonna put the link in the description below for this whole flying machine thingy. Yeah, so those stations that we have here, those floaty things, aren't exactly perfect. Yep, they aren't exactly perfect in that they actually look ugly. Yes, they are very ugly, just floating around, doing nothing. We need to fix that. We need to make this thing look actually rather nice, rather interesting and pretty, if we can achieve that. So we need to come up with two stations idea. One is gonna be here, basically standing here, standing tall, and launching all the slime block machines. The other one over there in the colony. On top of that, little squares. And I actually had an idea. I actually got an idea, and my first idea was to build a giant Ghast. That's right, like that guy, but bigger, way bigger. And to build a giant Ghast that would shoot those flying machines out of his mouth. However, I figured out that a giant Ghast is basically a giant snow square, and that isn't really pretty. So what I decided to do instead is I'm gonna build here at this place. I'm gonna build a tower because I like my phallic symbols. I'm gonna build a tower, and there at the colony I'm gonna build a floating air balloon, hot air balloon. Take a page from Mamba Jumbo's book, basically, but maybe make it bigger, make it maybe prettier, maybe smaller. I don't know. We'll see. Just I want to embed it in my train brand, so to speak. I want it embedded in the colors of this place, which are, if I remember correctly, blue and white. So here we are in the testing world, and I want to show you some designs that I came up with. So first of all, this is what I call the window. Yep, that's just a window. This is my first attempt at creating something that the machine can pass through. What I mean here. As you can see, the machine passes, passes, and finally it passes here. This is as basic as it gets. This is what I kind of wanted to implement for my tower that I will have once I build it, of course. But then again, it feels kind of different. It feels kind of, you know, too plain, and yeah, I don't really know how to. I don't really have an idea for the tower. That's my problem. With the air balloon, on the other hand, I got a couple ideas. First of them is this. Let me show you. No? Oh, yeah, I have to. Boop, boop. So yeah, this is my first attempt at creating an air balloon, a floating structure for the colony. And this is basically a giant ghast. Yep. A giant box of white. I've done my best. I did my best to make it look somewhat interesting, somewhat, you know, not just like a giant white box, which he is basically. And I kinda succeeded, but kinda not. And ultimately I figured out that probably people of the colony don't want this thing floating around on top of their city. Cause it just doesn't fit. Colony is, well, semi-realistic town. It's not as fairy tale and not as deep into the roleplay as I am. So yeah, sadly I decided to scrap this idea, even though I bloody love how like, if in reality, if you actually try and go inside a Minecraft ghast, see, it's empty. It's empty. It's absolutely empty, just like the one that we have here. So basically, that's an explanation why you can basically use this ghast as storage for the minecart. I did not ultimately come up with a door that will open wide enough to host the flying machine. So yeah, there you have it. And what I decided to go with at the end is this floating balloon, hot air balloon with a basket. That is a very simple form, a very small form either, and it even does have this down arrow that is basically to signify that this is a package delivery. All right, this hole here is what the storage minecarts will go through. At least that's what I planned. So we have a giant ghast face on the side of the balloon, which I also like. And my one problem with this build is that we're still gonna need a giant hole on one side of it. Then we won't probably be able to put this ghast face on all 4 sides, only on 2 sides. And third is that it's freaking giant and it's natural shaped, and it's gonna take me forever before I can finally freaking build it. So yeah, I better start farming wool for it. Pretty epic, if you ask me. Wait. What was I supposed to be doing? Alright, so I managed to absolutely derail myself from what I was doing. However, I figured, you know what? You already saw the hot air balloon in the creative world. You won't be interested in looking at it like in this world. I mean, it's gonna be the same build once I build it, if I build it, because I'm lazy. However, I just had a stroke of inspiration, okay? I just had an idea. I actually just resurrected one of my old older ideas. And here it is. Ta-da! Yes, it's just another freaking Ghast. Yes, it's just another freaking snowbox. But hear me out. This one actually has a rather fascinating what's it? Story to it. So, as you can see, this is a Ghast. Yes, and this is a very ferocious Ghast, as you can see by his claws. Because, you know, Ghasts have claws, apparently. And this one actually comes with his own backstory, with like an epic adventure that was bound to it. So the thing is that currently this Ghast is not exactly alive. He's also not exactly dead either, so don't you worry, guys. We're not making him suffer too much. The idea is that once, a long time ago, this giant floating thing, this marshmallow of death and destruction, decided to attack the village. And what happened was, well, a fierce battle, because you can see this Ghast is very fierce and ferocious, and I know a lot of other bad words made out of more than 5 syllables. And basically, the Ghast was winning. The Ghast was winning until one magician who lives in a nearby tower decided to interfere, and he used his knowledge of Ghasts to his advantage. What he basically done? He knew that Ghasts live in the Nether, and in the Nether there's a very warm climate, which is why most of the Ghasts cannot stand frost. And this particular one couldn't stand frost either. So what the magician did, he basically came on to his giant tower and has put a new weather core into his magical thingy, magical rod of magicness. And just like that, the hill that he was living on froze over. Ghast got frozen and went into hibernation and landed on a tower. Well, crash landed on a tower. So yeah, that's basically what happened. And the day was saved by the wonders of meteorology. Wow, never thought I will ever say something like that. So I actually quite like the idea of a hibernating Ghast, and the idea of having my my station be inside him. Let me actually demonstrate to you. It's fully functional. It's inside there. Just gotta get into him, get inside of him, get up here, and dun. It's here. All right. It actually has a ton of space, a ton of leftover space that you can utilize for I don't know, something. Whatever you feel like utilizing it for. Like an example, I will probably need a sequence that will actually put the storage minecart on top of the bot, or something like that. Or I don't know, a big chest with a ton of bots, or something like that. Yeah, probably. So this is basically episode fuel for further episodes. I need to finish up the tower itself. I quite like how, I don't know, how morbid and sinister the Ghast's face looks. I like how he has one eye still looking at you and the other one kinda, you know, faced out without the pupil. So yeah, let me know what you think. We still need something actually here. Well, we need a tower, but other than that, I need something from you. I need a name for him. I really do. Because I wasn't able to come up with a name myself. So far, I was thinking very hard on it. And the best I could come up with was ultimately Ghastzilla. And that just sounds silly and stupid. So let's have a little competition. Down in the comments section, please leave your suggestion for the name for the Ghast. Because every Ghast needs a name. Like, that one is called Kevin. Because everyone is called Kevin. And that's gonna be it for today's episode. Thank you ever so much for watching. I'm sorry I wasn't able to finish the project in today's episode, but I just simply ran out of time. See you later. Have a good day. Bye bye.